What's up, guys? This is OmegaLiar, and this video is a pretty big deal because regardless of when it gets to you, this is the last video I'm commentating before I leave. Finally made it, but anyway, this is a search and destroy gameplay where I'm using the Barret 50 with a silencer, and I think usually I use speed, but I might be using attachments. And I'm using secondary G18. Now my perk setup is extreme conditioning, assassin, and probably sit rep. I think I'm using sit rep, which is why you were seeing me like sort of looking down. That's just that's what I do when I sound, or I just look and just stop and don't do anything, and in attempt to hear people. And now that I got some help getting sit rep pro, I freaking love that perk. It's so good. You can literally hear people. Like, I heard that guy. He was decently far away, and I just heard him so clearly, so I knew to immediately turn. And then initially I pick up the kill. So this sit rep for search and destroy is great, because if you think about it like this, a person using dead silence is going to hear you anyway. If you're using dead silence, you're not going to hear them, but they're not going to hear you. But if you're using sit rep, they can hear you, but you can also hear them. So basically, either way, it's fair. But with the you get much more benefits from using sit rep, because then people who aren't using dead silence, you can hear them from practically a mile away, and you can kill them with no issues. And then however, if you're using dead silence, you just have to rely on them not using headset or anything like that. And then obviously you can see equipment, which will save you a few deaths in the long run. Now, if you're wondering why I'm using a Barret 50 with a silencer, there's a few reasons for that. One, the Barret 50 actually has a pretty good one-shot kill hitbox when it's silenced. It's, I believe, the upper chest and up. It's basically the equivalent of using a Barret in Modern Warfare 2 without stopping power. And it's actually pretty effective. On top of that, when you mix it with Assassin, you're just off the radar. And this I initially developed this tactic in Modern Warfare 2 from playing Search and Destroy. A lot of you will know that I play dead. It's sort of one of my search and destroy / get out of a situation tactics. Because playing dead, people will sort of just not see you. And I used to always love using sniper rifles to do it, because then you get the ghillie suit. And in a ghillie suit, in a lot of situations, you're just less noticeable. You kind of look like a pile of grass, pile of dirt, whatever. So people will just skip over you and not really pay attention at all. And then, so that's why I would use a sniper rifle. I used to do it in Modern Warfare 2. I used the WA 2000 silence. And then, as soon as I would unlock it, I'd use the M21 BR. But now, because the Barret, a gun like the Barret, when you're prone, has so little recoil, and I do spend most of the game prone. I get that accolade at the end as well. The Barret becomes actually very, very usable, whereas it used to just be a waste, when you can use a gun like the EBR with no recoil whatsoever. Now, obviously, you can use the RSASS, or you can use the Dragunov. They both work really well for this tactic. The only one you want to stay away from is the bolt actions, as well as the AS-50, simply because they're too slow. But the Barret, I would almost recommend it over the other two, because it can get one-shot kills, which could potentially save you. And its recoil is just very, very manageable in general. So that's basically why I'm using the Barret 50 as opposed to something else. Now for the G18, I've come to like the G18 because it's the fastest swap out of any machine pistol. And when you put a silencer on it, you don't have to worry about the regular, what's it called, the regular muzzle flash that you normally get. So even though it's got quite a bit of recoil, you can still control it, and it's not a big deal. Sorry. Yeah, so that's basically why I use the setup I'm using. So I actually urge you to go do this, because you'll find that a lot of people really just won't notice you. I mean, I'm not playing dead the whole time. I actually am doing a certain... Oh, this is actually a funny kill. You see what happens in a sec here. What happens is they call that out, and I go to shoot it, and a guy happens to walk out, and I completely miss the radar and kill him. Anyway, you'll find that using this tactic is sort of a, let's say, an alternative to doing the sort of rushing style tactic that people mostly use in Search and Destroy. And it puts you at an interesting advantage against most players. Annoying death there, MP7. Come on, I can't complain. I've used the MP7 as well. But I really enjoy this tactic. It gets intense. You find yourself being the last alive often, and when you're the last alive, you get into clutch situations. And it's always more fun when you're in a clutch situation. Doing some fast forwarding here because the game got boring for a bit. And that's basically what all there is to this tactic. The other alternative is the MK14, because that can be used standing or laying prone. And, I mean, you can sort of adapt it to your playstyle. But the main thing is just being near a bomb. Because the other thing about sitrep is you can hear when they plant even from an even further radius. I haven't tested that, but it seemed, or maybe I was just more aware because I was using the perk. But I noticed it more. So as long as you're somewhat near a bomb site, you can, and they walk over you, you can hear them start planting, and then there's another fine kill. And then you can get those ninja diffuses, or you can just kill them and then defuse it for points if you're going for EXP. So I really do enjoy this tactic, and maybe you guys will try it out too. But that's about all I have for the gameplay. At this point in Spain, it's probably going to come towards the end of the trip. So I will be in the second session. Most of my friends will be here, and I'll be having a good time, for those of you who care to know. I don't know, there's not too much else to say really. I kind of have to get this video uploaded because I'm leaving for the plane. This is the absolute last commentary I'm doing. I'm leaving for the plane in about 2 hours, and the upload will take 1, so I have to make sure that gets done. But anyway, that's the end of the game. As always, if you like this video, leave me a comment, leave me a rate, leave me a subscribe, and I'll see you in my next commentary. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to be back soon, so stay tuned for that.
Good job, squad.
I'm done! I did all the videos! Yes! Oh, I'm still recording.